What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you all again. I wanted to pop in here with an update on a couple of the IPOs that we were following just a little bit whenever they came out. Starbucks and GCT, GigaCloud. I was streaming the other day and someone mentioned that they played HKD around the T35 dates and it seemed to work out okay, and it made me think, and I wanted to come back and look at Starbucks and GCT. I hope most of you got out of this whenever we were talking about risk and reward and your protection on your way down, but if you didn't, or if you still have some interest around here and you were wondering where they might be sitting, I think this is a very interesting spot. So I wanted to just jump back in, give an update, kind of show you what I'm looking at. Most of you guys are probably interested in different plays here and there, so could be interesting, something for you to look at over the weekend. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right. So overall, let's just look at HKD just because that's kind of where the idea came back from. We saw that it had another nice pop that came in, nothing near what it was at by any means, but the viewer was just saying that he was playing it around a T35 day of some sort, and we're getting close there as far as Starbucks and GCT would go. So it made me come back and look at it, see kind of where they are as far as the setups look. Oop, that was not locked. So anyway, our trend line basically bouncing right here at the highs. I kind of like the setup on Starbucks. If we considered the IPO, I don't remember where it did exactly, like $4 I believe, and we got a low of $1.86 here. And according to this trend line, and if this is the low, then it's actually at a pretty decent spot where your risk to reward would potentially make sense. Now, I would be watching very close for a lower low. I'd be playing the tight stop loss if I was going to look to even attempt to play this, because if you set a lower low, then obviously the bottom is not in yet, but we're just kind of waiting to see if this is the bottom and if it wants to make a break out of that trend line and if it gets some sort of pump or push in the other direction. So risk to reward overall is not terrible on this one, as long as you play with a tight stop loss. If you're not using stop losses, I don't know where the bottom is, and this doesn't have to be the bottom, but we're going to find out. But I do like the setup as far as what we got going down as far as a potential breakout. And from the breakout, I guess the risk is not that terrible. Looking at GCT, it's in a very similar situation. I think this one IPO'd right at $12, so it's not necessarily too far below where it IPO'd, but a similar situation. If this is the bottom, then we are pretty close to looking at a trend line breakout on GCT as well. So I was just keeping a couple of those in my watch list if you guys are just looking for trades. Now, if you're asking me if they're a good company, I don't know. I think it's safe to say most of you guys don't care if it's a good company or not. You're just looking for a trade or a play or something to make money on. So potentially this would be something that you could look at for market open on Monday, just kind of see how it's respecting those lows. I'd be watching as far as open on GCT somewhere between 12.97 and 11.95. See how that is respecting. See if you get a breakout. If you get a breakout in the pre-market or whatever. And then on Starbucks, I'd probably be watching somewhere around the $2.18 to $1.86 range. See how it's respecting there. See, don't get tricked into a false breakout. Make sure it's a clean break if you're going to be playing that to the upside. You don't need every penny, but see if it wants to break, retest, and push, or if you do get a clean breakout on either one of these, or if they are going to in fact set a lower low. Now, if it's going to keep coming down, then our trend line is going to keep extending, and we will revisit this at a later date. But count the days since IPO, see how close we are. I mean, I think we could be within reason of something maybe happening. I'm not sure. I don't know how big it'll be, how good it'll be, if it'll be even be worth a play, but always look for something to add to our watch list just for a chance to, make a little bit of money. Hey, you get a 10% pop. That's 10% more than you had. So let's just see. I wouldn't get greedy on either one of these. First sign of weakness, I would probably pull the ripcord and run, but you set your trading plan before you even get into this. Do your DD if you're worried about the company, because I don't know anything about the company. I just look for setups and plays from there. So let's see what happens. But I'll probably check back in a day or two and just see how this played out, whether we set a new low or if we did make the breakout. So enjoy the weekend, guys. Thank you so much for coming back and watching another one. I appreciate you. If you don't mind, hit the like button, and I will catch you in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.